So I'm still new. I talked to this girl in class. We're chopping it up. We're vibing. She was so nice. I was like, okay, we could be friends. Okay. And later, I see her outside of class, and I go, oh, hey, girl. She goes, wah.
Having a nanny is a luxury. If you have a nanny in America, you are rich, like stinking rich. Like, there's no just, anabanda, no, there's nothing like that. If you have that, you're rich. And even if you do have them, it's not like back home. Like, they will do certain things for you. So they'll just cook for you and clean the house, and that's it.
What are some culture shocks that you are experiencing as a African here in America?
Everybody is minding his business. Nobody gives a fuck about you.
This is absolutely funny. Africans are shocked after getting here to America and realizing that no, it's not like the movies. It's not Hollywood. It's hustle and bustle. Everybody's moving and grooving and getting to that bag.
Culture shock experiences when they first came to America.
I thought everything was like Hollywood. You get here, you can meet Will Smith on the road, you can speak to Beyonce. When you watch TV at home, everything looks like it's glitz and glamour. And then when you get here, people work hard. It's not TV. That's what I discovered.
America.
It sounded like she thought she was going to get here and just be having a party. She want to see Will Smith, Steve Harvey, being Bernie Mac. That's who she was looking for. But no, it's not like that. You know what I mean? You're going to come to America and then you're going to realize that there's something called a class system here. It's not really spoken of, but you're going to see it immediately. You're never going to see people like Will Smith just fucking walking around.
From Tanzania was awestruck by America's cleanliness.
I remember the first time I landed. We were driving, and that was Dallas Airport, and we were driving to DC, and I couldn't believe how clean the city was. I can actually walk without shoes.
The first one was the smile, the fake smile. I'll meet someone and I'm like, and then their lips are closed. Immediate for a second.
Listen, we may not smile back. You know what I mean? Everybody's busy. Everybody's focused. Everybody's getting to it. I gotta go. All right. Doors opening and doors closing. All right. That's just America. Don't take it personal. You're welcome. Don't take it personal though.
So I was like, what's going on? But I was still smiling for like 5.
About their culture shock experience.
I think that's funny. Congratulations to these Africans making it to America. This video seems like it's kind of old. So whether they are still here or not, I hope that your stay was fruitful.
One of the biggest culture shocks when I moved to the US was how just kids in high school, let me just put kids in high school specifically, don't like saying hi. Like the hi culture it's not there. And yet in Kenya, it's like the bare minimum to say hi, especially if you know the person. So I'm still new. I talked to this girl in class. We're chopping it up. We're vibing. She was so nice. I was like, okay, we could be friends. Okay. And later, I see her outside of class, and I go, oh, hey, girl. She goes, wah. Sema kusikia aibu. Hey. Cause I was like, oh, damn. Cause I thought we were cool. Like, just looking at me like I owe her money. Hey. From there, I just kept my eyes to myself. Because what was that? They only talk to people who, like, they went to middle school with, or they know people from cheerleading or volleyball or whatever. From there, I was like, no. Sisalimim tu tena. Pana. Amtachukua salamu zangu.
Part 3 of things that shocked me as an international student from Malawi living in America. Number 1. Having a nanny is a luxury. If you have a nanny in America, you are rich, like stinking rich. Like, there's no just, anabanda, no, there's nothing like that. If you have that, you're rich. And even if you do have them, it's not like back home. Like, they will do certain things for you. So they'll just cook for you and clean the house, and that's it. But you know, anabanda washes and does all of that stuff, no. So it's just a certain. Number 2. You go at the filling station and pump gas yourself. You know, back home, people at the BP actually work and like put fuel in your car. No, at the filling station, you drop off your car and you do it by yourself, guys. There's no adjoint. There's nothing. People here, you do every single thing by yourself. You know, sometimes you just like get out of the store of Chibiko and then somebody will be carrying your bags. No, you do all of that by yourself, guys. Unless you have like a husband or whatever, but otherwise you're all by yourself. Washing. People here don't know that people hand wash their clothes. People don't, they have no idea. They wash, everything is washed in the washing machine. You know, back home, yes, you can have a washing machine and wash your clothes there, but your underwear, like you wash it by yourself. No, everything goes into the washing machine. It's so strange to me. Like, how are you trusting? Like, you're telling me you're not going to wash your no, everything goes into the washing machine. They don't. They literally don't wash. Like, it's just the washing machine. They don't yanika clothes outside. Oh, our clothes are going to dry. No, there's dryers. Like, from the washing machine to the dryer, there's no yanika link. There's no nothing like that, guys. It's like just machines. Most people that I know, so I'm not saying this is all Americans, but most of the people that I know shower one time a day, guys. Like, they'll shower in the night, and then tomorrow morning they won't bath. They'll bath in the night, and their excuse is, oh, I didn't do anything, I'm not dirty. Like, I just showered, slept, and that's it. So I'm not dirty. I don't have to bath again in the morning. It's so disgusting to me. It's like, get in the shower right now. They don't. They only bath once a day, and that's in the night. And then the next morning they go out, bath their entire day, bath in the night again, and sleep. And it's like, what? I'm so used to bathing every single day, like twice a day. I bath twice a day. Not even twice a day. At least when you wake up, bath, and then every morning at least wake up and shower. No, they literally just bath once, and then that's it. And sometimes in the winter they won't even shower. Like, they can go 3 days without showering. Why? Because they're not sweating. Because it's not hot outside. They're like, oh, it's not hot outside, so we're not sweating. We'll only bath when we feel sweaty or dirty. At the same time, I go to a white school, so I guess that's why I know most people that don't shower like that. So I don't know. Public transport is not a thing, guys. Like, you actually just have to have a car. Of course, there's like one bus. It's like a bus, like it's like a coach, like a, you know, let's say, I don't know, like a, I don't want to say quasi bus, but it's a coach like that, and then it reaches one, like, there's just no public transport the way you know public transport at home. There's nothing like that. Like, it's just like reaches one terminal and goes to, like, it's not like home, because you know at home they'll say, oh yeah, tiku sisani here and whatever. That's not the way it is here. Another big thing is that there's no bribery, guys. Like, they are strict. The law is strict. If a police pulls you over and says, oh, you were speeding, whatever, there's no, hey, katupin, ka Fanta, go buy Fanta. Nothing like that. They will write a ticket. You get fined, and you get fined a lot. Like, okay, it depends on how much you're speeding, but then you get fined on the spot. There's no, oh, what. No, they will fine you. If you're doing something wrong and they see you, you're going to jail. They're going to arrest you. There's no sort, like, okay, I think there's like some type of, obviously, corruption somewhere, but then like, just like day-to-day life, like, no. If they catch you, they see, there's no, nothing, like, you can't even do anything to help your case. It's strict. Is people have no shame. People here have absolute no shame. You know, there's just some things at home you can't do, guys. Here, they'll do it. You know, like, I don't know, arguing in public at home. You never really see, like, just people, like, randomly screaming at each other, or just, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, there's just a certain level of shame that people have at home. Here, there's no shame, guys. People will do anything and everything, no shame. Whatever you guys see in the movies, these, no, like, you know what I'm saying, these black Americans in the movies, that's what you get here. Worse. And then the worst part about this is that there's beef between black Americans and Africans. I don't understand the beef, because they say Africans hate black Americans, but okay, so I actually don't know. I see comments where people are talking about, oh yeah, like, I'll just be with a white man, like, I'll just go kumukwatila nzungu and stuff like that. This is the pits. Let me tell you guys something. This is the pits. Like, don't think, oh, just because he's white, this, that, and third, because, you know, it's the pits, guys. You'd rather actually just be with a black man. Like, you'd rather just not be with anyone at all, because the people here, guys, you know, I always tell myself I'm going to marry a Malawian African man, because just African in some way. Like, he doesn't have to be from Malawi, but like, getting married to a white person from America, me, never. Like, no, these people, guys, or just a black American in general. I don't know. Like, I can't. They're so different, guys. Like, dating outside your culture is so different, and it's so hard. I big ups to people that do it. And even if you do get like a white boyfriend, right? If you notice, like, I don't know, if you get like a white boyfriend, he's questionable. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the Malawians that I see here that are dating white people in America, it's very questionable. Like, you just look at them and you're like, you guys, let me tell you, this is the pits. Don't have a fantasy of thinking, oh, white men, chanchani, I'll go America. Don't, because in there they abuse you. They treat you like actual. Don't even. They must know you're from Africa. My name. They're going to treat you like actual crap, bruh. I'm not saying it's everyone. Like, obviously, it's not everyone. Majority of the ones that I know and the things that I've heard. Guys.
Hey, babe. So, what are some culture shocks that you are experiencing as a African here in America?
Everybody is minding his business. Nobody gives a fuck about you, you know. And nobody has your time. Even when you come out, you see your neighbor, you greet them, they don't even mind you. It's like you see how there's a lot of it's just a lot of things that are normal back home and it's not normal here. Like, when you see an elderly person, you greet them. And here, the price is the price. You can't even negotiate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, there's a lot of culture shocks, but I don't know how to express myself, you know. But I'm just adapting and getting used to it, because I believe it's a different continent, it's a different culture altogether. So I'm learning. And there's a saying that you do what the Romans do when you get to Rome. Yeah, so that's it. And I feel people too are a little bit heartless here, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck about you.
No.
I experienced one thing at the bus one day. I was boarding the bus. It's not like I didn't have the money. I had the money, but the bus wouldn't give me change.
Yeah.
I was holding like, let's say $20, and the bus was taking $2.50. The woman dropped me. He said, "No, yo, why didn't you change the money since before you board the bus?" And I just got to the bus station. My mind was, if I put the thing inside, I'll get change, because I was new to the whole system, you know.
Yeah.
She said, "No, so far as I'm not ready to put the $20 in and I'm not getting my change, I should drop." And people on the bus were begging her, "Yo, please allow her." She said, "Nah, if I don't drop, she won't move the bus." And she didn't move the bus too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I felt it was just $2.50.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's why I feel like if it was Ghana, somebody would have left where he was sitting to come and pay for me. But
Yeah.
nobody gives a fuck. They don't know you. You are not part of their family, you know.
Yeah.
The unity here is
Somewhere.
it's not real out here. There are a lot of fake people living here, you know. Though it's the same back in my country, but you can really see. Yeah, you can see through. My place is like you're gonna be figure it out. Is this real?
Yeah.
That's how come when people from America come back to Africa, they feel different. Like they don't feel it's real. Yeah, but it is what it is. We are still adapting. We are still learning. We are still getting our grounds. Yeah, but there's a lot of culture shocks.
Yeah.
Money wise, time wise, everything. Everything. Yeah.
I've been living in America for about 3 months now, and there are certain things I noticed, and I just want to talk about them. The first thing I noticed was time keeping. They keep the time like crazy. And it was so interesting because my uncle and I almost had a fight about it. He told me we were going out by a certain time. I can't remember. Let's say 4 p.m. We're going to the cinema. And then I got ready. I mean, I was already ready. He already told me that, oh, you have to keep the time here, blah, 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 blah. But I didn't understand how crazy it was, because why did I get downstairs by 4 or 5 p.m.? Everybody was in the car. And it was like, oh, I was the one delaying them. And he was just cautioning me on how you have to keep the time here. You have to do this in America. And truly, he wasn't wrong at all, because even at work, if you have a work meeting, let's say by 8 a.m. and you clock in by 8:02, my darling, you are late. You have to be there by like 7:55 or 8 a.m. And it's just very different for me. I used to think I was someone that, kept to time, but seeing that over here, it's very strict. There's no African time. If you're going for an event in Nigeria, when I used to go for events, if they say 2 p.m., I'm getting there by 4 p.m. because I know that they wouldn't start on time. But here, 2 p.m. is 2 p.m. It's just crazy. But yeah, I think it's shaping me in a very good way, honestly. I really like that now. I'm more conscious of my time. I like to, plan my day time by time. Okay, this is what I'm doing by this time. This is what I'm doing by this time. Even this video self, I'm like, let me just do this video before I have to go and settle down and, study. But something else I noticed is that Americans work a lot. Oh my God. They work like crazy. One person is having 2 jobs, 3 jobs, taking night shifts, morning shifts. I respect the hustle, but I'm just like, bro, you guys aren't tired. Like, it's crazy. The way they work is crazy. But I also understand, because the bills are crazy, the taxes, everything is just, you have to work hard. It's very, very crazy. I keep saying crazy, but yeah, that's how it is to me. And then I think my last point would just be that this one is a major shocker for me. There aren't long holidays. So you know how in Nigeria we have that 2 weeks Christmas break, and you take 2 days off before Christmas, and then you don't resume work till like the next Monday in the new year, the next year. So you have like 2 weeks off basically. In America, they don't give you long holidays like that. You just have the days of the holiday. So Christmas holiday, you're getting 25th and 26th off. and then you work the rest of the days till New Year's. So they give you New Year's off, and then you resume on the second. Like, no time to waste. Come back to work. It's just crazy. I'm like, what? What is all this? Is this the life I chose? But yeah, it's just different. It's really, really different. And I think I'm just going. And yeah, these are some of the things I just found very interesting in America. Cheers, guys.
Let's talk about some culture shocks I experienced as a South African moving to the United States. Well, the first thing is seeing the USA flags on everyone's front porch, their room, against the wall, everywhere. For example, the second thing is definitely how the money looks. Our money in South Africa is different colors, kind of like Monopoly money. So the 100 Rand bill is blue, the 51 is red, where in the States I feel like all the bills are the exact same. And why do they also have a $1 bill, like paper? If it's that small amount, it should be a coin, in my opinion. Another one is that tax is not included on the price tag at all. Like, you see the price, and then when you go and pay, it's more. They don't include it on the price tag. My biggest shock was definitely the first time I went to a restaurant when I paid for my food and they walked away with my credit card. I did not know what was happening, so basically when you're done eating and you get your bill, or the amount of money that you have to pay, your slip, then you give them your card, they leave, and then they come back and then you write down the tip. So that in South Africa, they come to you, they have a machine, you put the card in the machine, you count the tip in, they don't leave with your card. Like, that was so scary to me. The last one I want to talk about is small talk. I've been in so many situations where someone walks past me here in the States and go like, hey, how are you doing today? And then they just keep walking. Then I'm like, oh, I'm doing good. And then it's like, okay, bye. I don't know. It's just sometimes people here ask you how you are, and then they just keep walking. Kind of like they just go. So, yeah.
When I first came to the US, the culture shocks are insane, especially like in college. You're telling me I can just walk out of the class and the professor will not say anything. Like, I don't have to ask for permission to go use the bathroom, bro. Meanwhile, in Nigeria, you ask for permission, this useless man is telling me, wait, after my class is done. Nah. And during the summer, because I stay in the south, in Louisiana, during the summer, bro, you see a lot of nyash. A lot of nyash. Bro, you look left, nyash. You look right, nyash. Nyash is just surplus. Nyash surplus. I've never seen a collective amount of nyash in my life, bro, since I came to this country. Until I came to this country. Collective amount. They just, bro, these people here, they like to mind their business, so. Bro, they can mind their business. I was riding scooter, right, to class, and I hit a stop sign, and the stop sign fell, and I fell too. And people just look like this and continue passing. Bro, they feel mind their business, bro. I'm not even playing. They can mind their business. When I first came, because I was on campus, I stayed in the dorms. You're telling me that in the next room, there's a bunch of girls in there that stayed there. The next room is guys. I never knew that thing could exist, man. Bro, in my secondary school, they had a particular staircase that boys used to pass. That's what they do for that school. I had a particular staircase that boys used to pass. The back of the building, there's another staircase that girls used to pass. Is it not the same class we're still going to meet? In boarding school that time, they separated prep. They have girls prep and they have boys prep. Boys do their prep in one building, girls do their prep in another building. Bro, it's not that serious. We'll still graduate and leave your school. We're not, it's only 6 years we're spending there, man. Like, we'll still graduate and leave your school. Bro, there's literally so much freedom. Nobody is monitoring you. Nobody's telling you, oh, it's 11 p.m. Bro, me, I used to carry my scooter and drive around my entire campus at 1 a.m. because of breeze, bro. And also the weather. In Louisiana, where I stay, bro, the weather is bipolar. What do you mean it is raining and it is 95 degrees Celsius? That's about 95 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 30 to 35 degrees Celsius, around that range, I'm not sure. But what do you mean rain is falling, you're hearing thunder, but you step out, it's hot? And the sun here, I don't know, some people say it different, but me, I believe that the sun here is hotter than Nigeria and it's more humid because, bro, I know they use the sun here play, man. Cells that don't dark finish. It has been a great experience, and after this video, please follow me for more content like this. We are trying to get to 1K before the end of the summer. Thank you.
Cultural shocks as a South African in the United States. They think we all speak one language. One day I was speaking to a Nigerian guy at work, and then someone walked past and said, "Why are you guys speaking English? Do you not understand each other?" Then I said, "We're from different countries." And then they said, "But aren't you both from Africa?" Second cultural shock is that Bunda standards in the United States and South Africa are completely different. In the United States, I have a fat ass, guys, and back home, I have a flat ass. I don't know how many times I've been told I have a big bunda, and I really don't. Like, if you go to my previous post, you will see that is just a very, very normal bum, and in South Africa, it is a flat one. But every time, like, we talk about ass, like, oh my gosh, you got big bunda this, big bunda that, and it's just that abantu balana iningi labo banazo izinqa ezinkulu unless bayajima or bazenzile or they were like the lucky part of the country, but most abantu lana banazo izinqa ezinkulu. Number 3, braiding your hair here is a luxury. Like, braiding prices are between $100 to $150. That's the same price as a quality wig, and I would rather have a quality wig over braiding my hair. So yeah, the braiding prices here are just audacious. It's the same as buying a weave, which really doesn't make sense. Yeah, people are really pushing it. Another one is that healthcare is expensive. I understand the people who really delay their doctor's visits. I'm doing that from now on. Home remedies all the way, no thank you. Even if you have insurance, it's like ish. Yeah, just rather not go to the doctor, push your home remedies unless it's something that you can't treat and you really need the doctor. Number 4 or 5, I don't know where I am. The serving portions are ridiculous. Like, what you eat you can share with someone else, whether it's starter, mains, desserts. If you go to a restaurant and you just order starter, mains, desserts and you share them with someone else, you'll both be full. Not the whole country has ridiculous serving portions, but most of America does, which is why it's really easy to gain weight, because I grew up being a child that finishes their food, okay? Another cultural shock is that people with disabilities or people who are differently abled make a huge part of their workforce, and that's really impressive. Like, whether you go to a restaurant, a pharmacy, social security office, there's a high possibility that you will be assisted by someone who is differently abled, and I love that. They aren't excluded from the workforce. That is beautiful. Next one, being a weed owner is normal. The state that I'm in, weed is legal. People speak about it like it's nothing. Casually, people are like, "Let me show you a picture of my plant," and it's weed. Hashtag proud plant owners. Hey. Another cultural shock is that a lot of people here have 2 jobs. Like, it's very normal to have 2 jobs. And when I got here, like a month into being here, people were asking me, why don't I have a second job? Do I not want to make money while I'm here? If it wasn't for the fact that my visa only allows 1 job, I would have definitely gotten into the peer pressure of getting 2 jobs, because everyone was on my neck about having 2 jobs. Like, people are really serious about making money here. Very serious. The US also has a lot of immigrants. I knew that they had a lot, but not this much. Like, literally everywhere you go, you will meet immigrants from all over the world. And yeah, people like saying that it's hard to get into the US. Well, it is hard if you have a criminal record and you can't support yourself financially, but like immigrants make up a huge part of their workforce. Lastly, one that you guys all hear is that a lot of people think South Africa is a direction and not like a name of a country. A lot of the time when you tell people you're from South Africa, they're like, "Oh, okay, which country in South Africa?" And you're like, "That's the name of the country." Yeah, those are my cultural shocks.
and the rest of the people who are from South Africa or parts of Africa, what have your cultural shocks in the United States been?
Y'all know when I tell about my first culture shocks when I first came to the United States. So I'm gonna tell another one. This is my first culture shock. This was actually my first culture shock when I first came here, right? Besides like the buildings, like the different people, the different everything, like, you know, they talk like it's a whole different language. English to me was a whole different language. Like almost we talk like this in Nigeria, like here they like, how you doing, bro? It's a whole different language, the accent, right? But fuck all that. That was not my first culture shock. My first culture shock was when I first went to school, right? And I was in class and I heard a kid say, "Shut the fuck up, you ain't gonna." I said, huh? Like, mind you, right? I've been here for a little minute, right? I'll probably say like maybe 3-4 weeks, right? And I grew up in my neighborhood. I already knew what cussing words were because we grew up like, not really in the projects, but you know what I'm saying? We grew up damn near like, you know what I'm saying, in the area and shit, you feel me? So I knew what cussing words were, right? Profanity, because the kids are around us, they use the same words and shit, right? And you ain't supposed to say it because it's a bad word. I'm in class and I hear this, he said, "Shut the fuck," to the teacher. I said, boom, like I'm looking like, okay, he about to, you know what I'm saying? They about to flog his ass, they about to hit his ass, right? The teacher said, I forgot to do a name, but the teacher said, step out my classroom now and press the button or something like that. Can you come get, like they press the intercom, can you come get such and such? She says, get out my classroom, but he don't want to leave. So she pressed the button and the principal had to come get him out of class and sit. I said, what? Like they don't make you kneel down and raise your hand up? They don't say, let me see your hand. And you know what I'm saying? They don't flug you? Like they don't do none of that shit? I said, yo, what? That was my first culture shock when I first got here. I said, damn, people get away with shit out here, man. I mean, no wonder y'all don't take education serious in America, boy. That shit crazy.
You are shaving the hair in your nose. You are waxing it off. For who? For what? We are supposed to have hair. We've been talking about cultural shock when I came to America. We need to talk about the beauty cultural shock that I went through. Let me break it down. Growing up in Nigeria, there was not like a crazy idea of like beauty standard. Like to my understanding, maybe because I was a small child that didn't realize what the standard was, but I didn't feel the need to like do a lot of things that I started paying so much attention to when I came to America. With number one being shaving your legs. Shaving the hair off your legs. I have never paid attention to the hair on my legs till I came to this America. Guys, God made us with hair. No, with hair. Jesus. I feel like I never had the reason to explain why my legs were hairy, but like, I think so much attention was drawn to it in this land that I started being like, oh my God, you know, my dad left me with just the hair. When I say shaving off the hair, it's not even literally only for the legs. You guys shave hair off your face, your nose, and the nose is crazy. You are waxing it off. The amount of videos that I've seen of people waxing their like nose hair just to start bleeding is insane. For who? For what? We are supposed to have hair. Who did? Calm down. Mom, lie down. Calm down. Going second one, I never understood. I don't even know if that's third. Okay, hair and then your toes. I've never looked at my toes twice in Nigeria. I've never looked at my toes twice in Nigeria. The idea of having white toes, your toe, that was not a thing. Again, maybe it's because I was growing up and I didn't really notice. But for me, in the Adubo that I bathe, they didn't used to do that. There was no like emphasis on if you had your toes painted or if you're wearing heels without your toes. Like people would zoom into your toes. People would literally bring, like I came to America and they were like, oh my God, your dogs are out. Killing dead dogs. Adam named animals. He called a dog an animal. It didn't say my toes was a dog. Was bearing dogs. Oh Jesus. At home, we wash our feet by ourselves with that black stone. I'm gonna put a picture up here, and that's my, is it pedicure or manicure? That's how the way I wash my feet. I don't need to go and be painting my toes. Like literally, what we paid more attention to was the back of your feet. Like if the back of your feet was hard, like you need to scrape it off with the stone. Why are you obsessed with my toes? Flat tummy. Flat tummy. I didn't grow up thinking of how flat my tummy was or the size of my stomach in general. That was not a thing. Like, people had bodies and that was it. That was it. Jesus. Ishoro is spogon. Like, I didn't go around with anybody like mentioning like how big or how skinny your tummy is. And then I got to America and it was a thing to suck in your stomach. Like, when you want to take pictures, I never like pay attention to like what my stomach looks like. But now everybody's sucking. There is a line of your tummy sock on your stomach that is permanent there because it's just a thing. You want to take pictures. My dear, breathe. It's the breath of life. Breathe. I also don't understand the idea of having dark knuckles and having darker places that are supposed to be darker. Like, that's like, if your bits are like darker than your skin, it's like, oh my god, you need to like exfoliate. You need to exfoliate your knuckles so they can all mash. God did not make it to mash. He didn't make it to mash. To mash lawa. It's not giving monochrome. It's not, no. If I'm dark skinned, my knuckles are going to be darker. If I'm dark skinned, he's gonna be darker. My knee is gonna be. People are selling soap for exfoliating, for brightening your knuckle. You are every goddamn body oriented. I just think it's very sad that girls growing up already pay attention to things they should not be paying attention to. Like, you're already bringing stuff to their notice that they should not even like freaking care about. I don't feel like I grew up with like this general standard of how I was supposed to look like, what weight, what hair, the amount of hair that's supposed to be on my body and my nose, what my toes are supposed to look like. Calm down. Everybody breathe. Literally, I'm blanking on more things that happened. Beauty shocks that I grew up in, like that I met in America. I'm blanking on some. So if you know some that is like, literally, I never gave a thought to this a day in my life when I was wherever I was before I came to America, and now this is the norm. I'm going to appreciate. I want to know some of these things in the freaking comments. But bye, my loves.